is Friday, May the 13th, and my name is Paula, and I come to you this morning with another Universal Laws teaching. I love Universal Laws so much because when you learn that you walk with the laws, they are here for you. You are part of the universe. You are the universe. You can use them in your life, and you can use them to help further your consciousness and to create higher love within yourself and for others. So, I want to talk to you today about the universal law of polarity. Polarity is a law that I really had trouble wrapping my head around, and I had to review this law a couple of times. But in order to really understand the universal law of polarity, we must circle back to the universal law of one. If you have missed that teaching on the universal law of one, I do suggest you go and replay that, because there is a certain order to the way that I am releasing these universal laws every Friday. Well, universal law of one states we are one. We are all connected. We all come from a God's head, a source, whatever your belief is, but we are source. We are souls having a human experience. So in order to understand the universal law of polarity, the universal law of one needs to be fully accepted and immersed. Now, the universal law of polarity is, some people say, yeah, I've got that. Everybody understands that there are poles. In a battery, there's a negative and a positive. In the world, there's a north pole and a south pole. We understand that there are poles, and there are opposite energies, and the universal law of polarity states that whatever happens between those two poles, right, that's what happens. Okay, so everything, every human, every living thing also has two poles of divine masculine and divine feminine. Now, this has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do whether you were born a boy or a girl. Everybody has a polarity of divine masculine and divine feminine. Both need to work in harmony for the polarity to be harmonized. Okay, for the polarity not to be flipped the wrong way, but to be flipped the correct way, and that you can create love, harmony, ease, and really just bring home the concept and live through the first universal law of one. All right, this may sound like a lot, because it was a lot for me to handle at first when I first discovered this. Okay, so let's talk about how we, as a collective in the world right now, and especially right now, our poles are flipped. The poles are flipped to divine masculine and divine feminine, and divine masculine is kind of the winning pole. It's the pole that's pulling more weight. And divine masculine states, do for me. Do for me, buy for me, believe in propaganda. You must do this. I must control. Does that sound familiar? Divine feminine is do for others. Give, love, be of service, do for others. Now, when either pole is not balanced out, you will create disease and disharmony in the space between. So every single cell, living cell on this earth, has the divine feminine and the divine masculine, right? Including yourself. So when your poles, you may think, oh my God, I am such a martyr. I always do for others and do for this and do for that, and I forget to take care of me. Or you may be opposite. And you're like, wow, it's always about me. It's always do this, do that, do this, do that. You'll notice that your poles are out of harmony. And that just circles right back to the universal law of one. So let's talk about the collective right now. The poles have been flipped for a very long time. If you can understand the advertisement industry, buy this, help me. There's a lot of propaganda out there about self-image, makeup. Buy this, do this. If only you had this, you'll be better if. This is only working for 1% of the population. But that 1% of the population understands the universal law of one and doesn't want you to. Have you ever heard the saying, the richer get rich and the poorer get poorer? Well, they understand these laws quite well, and they understand the law of polarity. And they literally have flipped the poles as a collective consciousness to divine masculine being the stronger pole. And they are literally controlling and getting rich and trying to just control the economics, the wealth, the energy, the abundance. And with that pole becomes fear, lack, depression, mental health. Are we seeing it out there? Are we seeing it at this time? I think we can all connect the dots. So, the law of polarity states, when your poles are aligned, masculine, feminine, when you have a beautiful balance between do for me and be of service, when you find that balance in your life, and a lot of people talk about it as balance, and you can think about poles as kind of like a scale, but they are a concrete, solid line. How can you flip your pole so that divine masculine and feminine are equal? How can you flip your pole so that you have the masculine and the feminine working for you? It's easy. Just remember you are source. I hope this made some sense. I tried to break it down and talk to you about polarity the best way I knew how. But I need you to sit and think about that. I need you to think about the poles that we live in, the pole within you. Are you of service? Are you helpful? Are you too helpful? Do you not take enough time for you? Are you constantly taking too much time for you and not feeling connection? Are you feeling separation? And if you are, all you have to do is remember that you are source and come back. Okay, that was my little blurb on the universal law of polarity. Happy Friday, everyone. I come to you, Sunday we start our new brain game course. Love it. I have one more spot available. If you are called, Blue wants to say hi, called to live your higher life, called to be a little bit more aware and have a little bit of self-mastery on your emotions. If not, that's okay. I will be teaching lots of courses throughout this year and next. And I will also be seeing you on Tuesday night for channeling and tarot. And then back for another universal law and a Q on Wednesday. Have a beautiful Friday. Bye. Oh, Blue. I know. Yes.